What's poppin', YouTubers? What's going on? East New York's Finest, hosted by yours truly, Mike. What is good? So today I had to go and do a million and one things. Not really a million and one things. I had to go to physical therapy for the accident that I got into back in January 20th. Shoulders acting up a little bit today. I was gonna take the bike out, but this is bothering me, so I decided not to. But today was a really, really, really nice day. First good day we had in a long time, especially when you deal with 4 different times we had to deal with a lot of snow shoveling. But anyway, enough of that shit. So I am tired. So today I did go thrifting and toy hunting. I went to Union's My Unique, and I also went to Watch Home because it's Route 22 going south or west, southwest, whatever you want to call it. And Watch Home is not the next town over, but it's the next town from where I was that has a Target and another My Unique. So I went to the other My Unique. I didn't get anything from there. Did I get anything from I'm trying to think, did I get anything from the My Unique? I don't even remember, but I think I did get some. Yeah, I got a Pee Wee Herman, a vintage Pee Wee Herman Matchbox, the posable figure. I also got a NECA Beetlejuice. They were $15 each, but it was 25% off, so I wound up getting them both for $24. I don't even know why I brought them at that particular point, but I was like, whatever. I think that was it. And then from there, I went to the Watch Home again, going west, taking Route 22 west, south, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. South Route 22, obviously, but it is west of where I was. And I didn't get anything. Then from there, like literally right up the block, I went to the Target and Watch Home. And did I get anything from them? What did I get? I don't know. I went to 2 different Targets. I just don't remember which one I got what from, but no. I went to 3. So yeah. So I went to that Target, and the Target and Watch Home, I didn't get anything from there. Then from there, I actually went to Ross. I got a couple of toys from Ross. A new Ross they build in the same shopping mini strip, or what the fuck you want to call it. And I wound up getting 2 Cad Bane 6-inch Black Series Star Wars figures for like $6 each. And I got 2 of the Superman, like not the best quality figures, but they were $3 each, and they both come with the parts to build Metallo, I think, or whatever the fuck it was. But it was only 2 of those. I only got more if they had more, but at $3 each, I was like, why not? So I got them. And I wound up, I think I got something else. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, then from there, I went to the Watch Home Walmart. Nothing. I didn't get anything. Then I went to the Watch Home GameStop. All that's in the same mini strip, or the whatever you want to call it. Different parts, but it's a long, big, open area. And nothing. So, on the way taking Route 22 going back northeast, or east or north, whatever you want to call it, because on the other side of, going back to Union, on the opposite side of 22, it just makes sense for me to go down, like another 10 or so minutes to go there, then come back up, because you got to come back up anyway, so I might as well. So on the way coming back up, which I usually do, I didn't go to the GameStop in Union this time. I just went to Target. I got nothing from that particular Target in Union. I didn't go to the Walmart. I just didn't feel like going there. And from there, I went to what is that area called again? That's not is it? Yeah, it is Union. I went to Union 2nd Avenue. They did wind up having 4 Pokemon Game Boy Advance games. They had 2 of the Green Leaf and 2 of the Ruby Red, or whatever the fuck it was, but they looked a little suspect. and they were like $80 for all four of them, and they had two of the same, two of the leaf and then two of the ruby. And I was like, nah, these are not real. And they had them priced at $80 for all four of them, which would have been a fucking steal if they were real, but they weren't real. And they also had three of the old school NECA Sin City figures. They had Harvey, some other dude with some lightning something looking over his shirt, and then I forgot the girl's name. Those were $10 each. Excuse me. Yellow.
Did you guys mail from Mom?
Yeah, there's mail on the table, right on the coffee table. All right. Yeah, that was my daughter. Asked me if I grabbed mail from Mom. Yes. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So other than that, that was all at Second Avenue. Every time I go to Second Avenue now, it was just garbage. I mean, they did have those. I mean, if those games went real, I would have took them. I really did my homework this time. I realized that you can kind of see inside the clear plastic. You could kind of see that there's supposed to be a watch battery. I really stood there for 10 minutes, really looking stuff up on eBay, because I'm like, yo, I mean, it could be a steal, getting all four of them for $80, or it could I figured, you know what, it was too perfect for it to be what I wanted it to be. And I don't want to take the risk. And I did tell one of the managers, I was like, you know what, these are not real. I showed her everything. Now she said, well, if I can lower the price, would you want it? I would have said yeah. But she was like, oh, okay, I'll tell them. She did grab it, but she's gonna most likely wait for me to leave, put this shit back on it. They don't give a shit. But like when you're in a thrift, when you're in a thrift shop and you get shit for free and you're overselling shit that's not real, that's kind of fucked up. If I do it in a flea market or whatever, I'm considered a scumbag and a piece of shit. But it's funny how you go to a lot of flea markets and stuff like that, and I don't prefer or want to sell bootlegs and shit like that, but people do it and they get in trouble. But these thrift shops, as a business, they're allowed to sell bootleg merchandise, and it's just fucking crazy how they're allowed to do shit that nobody else should be able to do as a business. But to each his own. And then from there, I went to the Vauxhall, which is the next town going east of where I was going. And normally I take local roads going through Vox Hill and South Orange. I think there's another town before that, and then there's also South Orange. Then South Orange leads to Orange, then Orange leads into East Orange. So I know the back road to take. Obviously it takes a little longer than it does getting on the Garden State Parkway, because normally when I'm coming back up that way, I stop off at this I forgot, I don't think it's Family Dollar. I forgot which 99-cent store it is, but normally they have a plethora of nice Hot Wheels. But I was kind of tired because this is a tiring weekend. Real tiring weekend because it was a tiring week. I mean, I brought some rooms and I was extremely tired this week, and that room in Columbia was horrific. And then on Friday, I brought another unit that they put up in the storage that I rent from now for 2 units that I have. And that unit it was a 10 by 10, but it was a lot of work. Because Friday I took almost all day sorting, and it was crazy. Then I had to just think about it, it's tiring. Then I had to come home and load up. And then, put the trailer back on the truck to go to the market early in the morning, which I did do. Then to come back home, me and Isaiah by ourselves had to load the trailer back up with shit. I mean, I sold a lot. I mean, I made some good money. I made like $1,200 on Saturday, but I still have a truck full of shit, which is cool because I could bring that merchandise back out and sell it crackhead cheap just to make some more money. Because at the end of the day, whatever I sell this stuff for now, if I can make $300-$400 more than what I paid for the spot, because now I got to get 2 spots. So that's $250. Like last month it was only $200. Now it's $250 because it's regular season again. And being that I have a truck and a trailer, I have to pay for 2 spots. So that's $125 a spot. If I get a corner spot, it'd be an extra 10. So it'd be like $160 instead of $260 instead of $250. Which is crazy because you go to Columbus Flea Market and for the month it's probably like for 4 to 5 Sundays, I probably pay like $95 to $100 for the whole fucking month versus paying $250 a day in the Meadowlands. But Columbus is a slower market when it comes to certain shit. And I would have to get 2 spots because I mean it doesn't make no sense to go down there with a trailer and a truck. Last time I went down there with a trailer, I did it because I knew I was gonna make money because I had a lot of fucking toys, and that was the first time I think I've ever done anywhere near what I did at Columbus, and that was even after I met people that I was selling shit to directly. So that's why I went down there and I risked it, and it wasn't bad. I did. I mean, it was the parking was a little crazy, but it worked. But would I do that every Sunday? No. If I go down there with just a truck with shit, it'd make more sense. But it's still a slow market when it comes to. I mean, I like to go to Columbus to buy. I don't really like to go there to sell. But again, if I had a huge plethora of toys, I'd probably say fuck it. I'd go there and blow things out. Outside of that, so after leaving the 2nd Avenue and Union, I went to Vauxhall's Target, which is like that Target. I normally do really good there when it comes to finding certain shit. Like I found a lot of Super 7 stuff, other stuff that I haven't seen nowhere else. So that store is normally really decent for that kind of stuff, which is pretty good because I wound up getting 3 Transformers I wanted, and I wound up finding for like $23. They had the 2-pack G.I. Joe classifieds of like 2 of the old green G.I. Joes. I forgot the names of it, but it was only 1 left, and it was on clearance and out of stock. So I grabbed it, and I didn't grab it to keep it. I grabbed it to resell them. So I'll probably take them to the market with some other toys and sell that shit. Hopefully, this Saturday. Yeah. So outside of that, and again, I got 2 packages today. I think one's a G.I. Joe package that I ordered, and then the other one is the stuff that I ordered last Wednesday at the Target on the way coming back home from that horrific Millville, New Jersey. So let's get to it. So here we have the guys. There's no sticker on it, but it looks like somebody guessed. Okay, so somebody definitely ordered this, and I guess they didn't want it. I mean, it's not in the best box, but so yeah, this is Stiller and Short Fuse. I mean, there's a lot of times where I look at the classified stuff and I act like I don't see it because I do a lot of the time tend to regret selling off them because they are fucking beautiful. And today, I forgot which Target, one of the other 2 Targets I went to, they actually had the Royal Guards, and I was tempted to get one. I was like, damn, them shits are dope. But they were like 40. I think the reason why I didn't get it was $40-something because I do have the Tiger Force Outback. I have the regular Outback because those are my favorite G.I. Joes, and then I have the Sergeant Slaughter right here. And then I also have a couple of them that I still kept from my original run that I was collecting. I kept some. Very few, but I think maybe 7 or 8, somewhere around there, maybe even less. And I was contemplating, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, there's a lot of times where I sit back and I contemplate on, I'm like, damn, maybe I should get into these again. But then where I'm gonna put them, my whole philosophy is if I can't display it, I don't need it. So I could be like, yeah, I could put them downstairs and just have them there, but no, what's the point of, if you can't view it, why keep it? That's me, and that's the philosophy I always try to go by. Because if not, I don't know how many times I lived here and I've had a basement full of all types of different toys and video games and shit, and I only kept all that stuff to accumulate it to me knowing that one day I was going to sell it off again anyway. But if I'm going to collect, like the one thing I do have the Voltron down there, which is the same Voltron of, I think similar to this one or that one, as a matter of fact. I have them individually on card, and I think I got this one thrifting or something like that. And the other ones, I don't even remember where I got them from, but I just kept them. I was like, fuck it, but something like that, something simple and well-mannered. I mean, mild-mannered, I can live with. But anyway, $23 for this. Not bad. That's why I grabbed it. And then these, everything cost me like $150. that, and then I got the like I told you before, these are the ones I want to collect. So they had the Transformers movie Wind Charger and Hound. So they had both of these all from the movie, and I told you guys I do collect the movie stuff. Um, Again, I was gonna go with the masterpiece. Then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just do G2 Transformers. But then that's enough. The G2 stuff would be way too much money, way too time consuming. Because it would make more sense to do G1 and G2 Transformers with G1 and G2 GI Joe. But then I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do the movie stuff. I'm like, fuck it. I would do where Transformers are now and where they were when they first started. Even though I'm not doing that with the G.I. Joe run. But then, like I was talking, Eddie actually called me earlier today, and we were talking, and I was explaining that, and we were talking and shit like that, and I was like, yo. And he was like, oh, so what are you going to do the 25th? I said, I got rid of all that shit, man. I was like, yo, I'm not, I mean, if I had a huge retarded basement like this, like the dude Dan, I can see myself if I wrapped everything around how his basement was and how he did it. I can kind of see myself having the G1 Transformers, G2 Transformers, just a different plethora of all that stuff. I can see myself, but this room, I mean, these are legit bedrooms, but it's like versus somebody having a TV, a dresser with a mirror, a chest, 2 nightstands, and a bed, and like a closet or something in a room is a big difference than you having a whole toy line in a room. You need a lot more space for that kind of stuff than you would a regular individual living in a 4-wall space. You understand? And that's why it's so easy to accumulate so much shit and run out of room. A lot of people think, oh, but they're toys. A person is a human being. You put furniture and that person in a space. Yeah, but a person's not holding a karate championship or a fucking gymnastic meet in their bedroom. A bedroom is mainly 4 walls of an area where you have a certain, you have certain things to keep you comfortable in your room while you sleep, because you don't live in your room. You sleep in your room, and you sleep for maybe 5 to 7.5 hours the most. And most of the time, depending on the parents, as a child or a teenager, whatever, you don't really spend that much time in your room like that, outside of work and other shit. So, you don't need that much space to be comfortable in a certain area. But, when when it comes to this kind of shit, it's like, how much of this stuff can you have around? You understand? Unless you have shit in bins everywhere. But if you want to have stuff comfortably displayed where you can see it and pay homage to the awe of the awesomeness of stuff in front of you, it's a whole different ball game. You understand? So, like I said, this dude Dan, he's got a real big, like, my house is big, but it's like it's stacked up bigger than it is wider, because it's a 1910 built house, newly renovated. It's a 1910 Victorian house, which means this house started getting foundation and made in maybe 1885 or 1890, and it was probably finished in 1910, because that's basically how it was back then. I think they went by when it was built, not when it was started. So it's newly renovated. But again, the house sits in a certain area, but it's wide, but like my basement is not big enough to where, like, my wife wants to, like when we first bought the house, we sort of had worked out the kinks where it was going to be somewhere around $21,000 to have the basement done. But that was before we moved in. But after, the adjuster fucked up, and then things didn't work out, and we, like the first 2 years we kept saying we'll put it off, and now after COVID, supplies and demand went up ridiculous and never went back down, so we never did it. Now my wife is like, oh, she wants to get it done. Now we're looking at over twice as much. Now you're looking at maybe $38,000 to $46,000 to have somebody dig, because they're like, oh, 2 feet. I was like, no. I was like, 2 feet, that's only 24 inches. I'm like, nah. If you're gonna dig down in my basement and make the basement deeper so you can have more clearance, at least over, I say 3.5 feet. you know what I'm saying, of digging to make it, you know what I'm saying, more comfortable for people that are over 6 feet. Because let's face it, 3 feet, I'm only 5'9", so 3 feet isn't that much clearance. And to me, the basement is not wide enough. It's not wide enough for me to want to spend that kind of money. And my wife said, "Oh, but it'll raise the value." Yo, we put a new gate up. We redid the fucking roof. We redid like a lot of shit with the garage. We put new garage doors up. And I'm like, yo, we did a lot of work to this house. And I'm like, yo, when we bought the house, it was one price. Now it's almost doubled that. That's fucking good enough. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I put my foot down. Like, nah, we're not doing that. If you do the basement, you're doing it out of your own pocket with your own money. And I told her that, and I mean that, because I don't think she wants to get the basement, whatever. So it is what it is with that. I don't think it's worth it. I don't even think it's worth putting the original 21,000 into it now, because the basement is just not wide enough to spend that kind of money on it. I think it's just okay with where it's at. You go down there, we got another refrigerator, deep freezer, I store shit down there, and we got an area where we do our laundry. That's all we need. We don't need to go down there and have family night and have an extra room for nobody. No, the whole point is to get the kids out the house. But anyhow, oh, and speaking of that, so going into this thing, so this guy was money. I think he was like $60 or something like that, or more. This is the One Shall Stand Optimus. This is basically, you know, thanks to Hot Rod. This is like when he met his disposal to Megatron. After all the other original Autobots were getting massacred by the Decepticons, when they actually infiltrated the ship coming back to Earth, they all got fucked up. I mean, you know, I have to agree with a lot of people. I think back then, Hasbro and Transformers, or Hasbro and Takara went too harsh with destroying so many Autobots, just to push the new toy line. I thought that was stupid. Like they really just like, it was like these guys didn't mean shit through the rest of the show. It was like, god damn, like why they do it like that? So I do have to agree with a lot of parents. I was upset as well with how they did, how they just killed off Jazz and all these guys. They just disrespected them. But this is a cool Optimus, and you know, it's the only one I got, so I got him. So I got all 4 of these at that Target in Vauxhall, because Vauxhall had all this stuff. So they had the movie Hound, they had the movie Wind Charger, and they had the movie Battle Damage One Shall Stand, One Shall Fall Optimus. And then I got the 2-pack G.I. Joes, and all that was like $148, $147 and change exactly. So basically $150. Yeah, so that's that. And now let's go to the packages. So this is mine. It has my name on it. And normally, you know, my wife and my daughter's like, "Hey, Dad, is this your package?" I'm like, "Yo, you know, if it says, you know, Mike so and so on it, it's Mikey's, because I don't order from Amazon. Not that I don't want to, it's just that I just don't. If it's from eBay, it could be his or mine. But you know, you see my name on it, so you know it's mine. But if it has Amazon on it, you know, I keep telling them, you know it's Mikey's, it's not mine. I don't do Amazon. Not that I don't want to, it's just that I never buy anything on there. Everything I'm looking at and I see, I always buy it on Evil Bay. There's not really much going on. I mean, I do, unlike some people, I do like Toy Ross. Me and him have a good rapport. But he doesn't, you know, he doesn't show, and by the time, and if he does show a G.I. Joe or something I might want or need, he goes by, like he flashes by so fast that by the time I type it, we're playing catch up. So that's one of the main reasons why I don't really buy that much on his show no more, because he's doing 1,000,001 things. And then he gets so caught up in talking and horse playing around, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I like the guy, but it, you know what I'm saying? But it kind of like takes away from me. So that's why most of the time I don't really buy from him no more, only because it's difficult to go back and forth and be like, oh yeah, that G.I. Joe, this one here now, you know what I mean? So most of the time when I see his show, I go up there and say hi real quick, If I see something I really want or need, I'll gravitate to it. But mainly it's not. This guy really shipped this shit quick because I think I just ordered this thing on Friday or something like that. And he took my offer. Some of these guys are difficult to get. And like I said, I really want to concentrate on getting rid of these. This is Ace, Vala vs. Venom. This is the single card, aka the Family Dollar variant or the Family Dollar Joe. He's one of the ones I need for my whatchamacallit here. And let me put him in a book now. What year is he? 04. I find myself doing this a lot now because if I don't, I'll get mixed up. Then I will see him in a book, and then I'll wind up buying the same figure again. So, because normally I wouldn't do it while I'm on the phone with you guys. Well, while I'm up here with you guys, but I find myself doing it now because if I don't, I am gonna forget about it. I'm gonna hang them up, put them somewhere, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit. Where's my? I thought I had a marker in here. I think my wife is right. I think we got a fucking ghost in here or something. This shit don't make no damn sense. I know I had a black marker here, and I had it right on top of the book. Whatever. Maybe it's inside the book. Let me go into. So my dog Spike has developed a real bad infection. So he's been itching a lot. And I'm not buying him that dog food no more. I wanted to wait for it to finish. And now what I'm doing is, yesterday I brought him some chicken breast, and I brought him frozen vegetables. I brought him mixed greens, like basically broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, because that's good for dogs. And I mixed it, and I made a lot of chicken breast. Hopefully it'll last him another 2 or 3 days. And then I'll repeat that process, and I'm going to see how much he's itching. And if so, I'm going to change his diet, and we'll just start giving him that food. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but hey, he's my dog. What are you going to do? You know, actually, wait a minute. He should be here, right? Okay. Yep, this is it. Wave 3. And just so you guys can know how you can tell wave 3, it'll be like you got like when you're looking for these figures, because it'll be the same. Like they'll have him in another package. Maybe the package like here he'll cut like from the side. This would stand out more, and then the packaging will be slightly bigger, but then all the weapons would be behind him instead of on the side. So you got you got to take all that in consideration if you're gonna really strategic the fact that you really want to get all the variants and everything, which I'm doing it because it don't cost that much for me. But another way you can tell a version 2, like this is again wave 3, because as you see here, he comes with this backpack, he comes with a rifle, a pistol, and his helmet. And right here, wave 3, if you look down here. Oh yeah, there it is. No, that's a pin. Wait, where is it? Okay. And you look right here, right where my thumb is, banging. This is that Ace. He comes with the M16A assault rifle. He comes with this 9mm that looks a little weird and doesn't have a trigger guard. And then it comes with one of the Viper backpacks and his helmet, Halo helmet, pilot helmet. So he comes with 4 weapons and the figure, and that is wave 3. You gotta do your due diligence, and I recommend anybody to get this book because this book is pretty good if you're collecting the 97 to 06 O-ring line, or as I like to call it, like the book, second generation G.I. Joe. I'm gonna get another one of these books. I'm gonna order another one just because this one is falling apart. What am I doing, man? I'm bugging the fuck out. I'm talking to you guys so much. I almost fucked up again because I almost didn't. Wow. I showed it to y'all, and at the same time, I would have made the same mistake because I almost didn't check him in the fucking book. Because I go through this book to make sure I have the figures. I just ordered, or I think I just made a deal with somebody for Kamakura, well, Kura, what the fuck his name is, and that's Sergeant Stalker. And again, you gotta do your due diligence because Kamakuri or Kamakara, what his fucking name is, this one comes with a green sheath versus some of them coming with a black sheath. So he comes with 3 pieces. He comes with his sword, a black sword, a green sheath for it, and a Uzi. So that's how you can tell. And some of those figures, I just decided to get them on card. So this way, I will have a lot more dominance on knowing what's what. And I still got to get that Cobra Commander, Iron Grenadier from Wave 1 single pack. And I still got to get that Chief Torpedo. I can't find him. He's the Vamp All-Purpose Attack Driver. I think it's him. Yeah, I think it's him and Big Brawler. They come in that thing. So just finding him is very hard. And I still got to get that Crosshair, but everybody wants a lot of money on eBay for the single pack 2004 Vala vs. Venom Crosshair. I got the single pack Wave 1 Duke, Stalker, and Snake Eyes. I got to get the Crosshair, and I have Tunnel Rat. I also got to get, I think I did get Cobra Commander, but it should be coming. The Neo Viper I got that last week. And then I need that Iron Grenadier guy. And as far as the Spy Troops, the movie, that comes in a 3-pack, so I got that early. I got that a couple months ago. And that's G.I. Joe versus Cobra. And it comes with Duke, Snake Eyes, and Cobra Commander. Then here we have the Thunderwing Jet Pilot, Slipstream. I got him. Then this page will be done. Oh, and I also need Sergeant Airborne. He comes with the Sky Sweeper. And I also need the Pit Viper. No, not Pit Viper. Wild Weasel, because he comes with the Blue Night Adder. That's the one that this asshole from eBay sold me, but then he turned around and refunded my money because I think he got more money for it. He's a piece of shit. So I left him bad feedback. I left him exactly what the fuck he deserved. So yeah, this Sergeant Stalker that should be coming for the Wave 3, he basically has like a white t-shirt underneath his jacket. So that's how I deciphered that. Yeah, so that would be that. At least I have it in the book now. So now I know I have them. And I can put them on the wall with the rest of the crap. And call it a day. Oh, and so this is a big package. So deep discount Target Plus. So this should be both my my figuras that I ordered last Wednesday on the way coming back from that shithole. Hopefully they're not fucked up or destroyed. Since I ordered, they should have just let me have it right there in the store, but I think they were just being assholes and difficult too. I mean, you know, whatever. Because the regular register lady, she couldn't ring it up. And she said, oh, probably because it's limited. So I was like, she don't know what she's talking about. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get this at a deep discount because for some reason they didn't have it in the system. And then they broke it down to me that, oh, Target Plus is different from the regular store and all this other bullshit. And I had somebody made a suggestion saying, man, I would have just walked out the store with them shits. I am not losing none of my licenses or getting locked up for no stupid shit, especially over no fucking toys. Nah, man. I'm not doing that. I'm too old and too blessed and got too much to be running around. Nah. Just ain't gonna happen. So here is my slip. And yep, it's from Target Plus. And here we are. And the packaging is perfect and unpunched. But I still got to hang them on the wall. So here is the glow in the dark, aka glowing red. I don't see shit glowing. Snake Eyes. So I picked up 4 pieces. I picked up the Cobra Commander with the cape, and and Myra. And I picked him up and the Scarlet. So I was like, oh shit, they got, you know, they got these. I know I didn't have Scarlet, and I was like, okay, cool. But they wouldn't sell me these, and they had them. It rang up at, I mean, it showed at $19.99, but on Target Plus it was $25. I already have them in my hand. I wanted them. I said, you know what, fuck it. So I figured if these are on Target Plus, maybe there's a greater chance that these might be worth a little bit more, being that you can't find them in the store. I mean, it's very hard to find Super 7 articulated figures in the store. Anyway, it's very, very hard to find them. I mean, you barely see the regular ones that don't have articulation. I always thought they were cool, but that 5 point of articulation, I can't see myself spending $20 on a figure that has 5 point of articulation in 2020s versus something that came out over fucking 40 something years ago at under $3. That's just, to me, that's insane. I just can't do it. Somebody might say, yeah, but even fully articulated, you're paying that price? Yeah. In a way, you're right. Doesn't make that, that's still kind of stupid, but when I have money, it burn holes in my pockets. What you want me to tell y'all? All right? You got it now. You got it out of me, motherfuckers. I don't know why this thing keeps falling or why I have it here. So these 3 are going to be hung. And this guy got to go up there with the other Bionic 6. Hoo-hoo. I forgot the rest of the song. I just always remember that part. So I got to get JD. I think his name is Clunk or something like that. And Helen. And then I would have all the figures. Like, do I need all the accessories and houses and bikes and all that shit? No. Because this was like something that I just came across, and I think a couple of figures I wound up getting out in the wild. I think some of the other ones, I don't know where I picked them up from, but they're all in great condition. That's the only reason why I kept these Bionic 6. They are almost in pristine condition, considering where I got them from, which I don't remember, and being that they're in the condition that they are in. I think a few did come from Whatnot a while ago. And then after that, I came across, I mean, I've never come across them in the wild in this condition. And Bionic 6 is a line that I do like. You know what I mean? But every time I come across them loose, it's not that they're real pricey. It's just that the condition of them are very hard to get them in decent condition without them being really chipped. Because there's somebody that do have, there's a couple of people on eBay that do have Clunk, but they want like 30, 35, 40 bucks for him, and he's not in the best condition as far as paint wear goes. And being that they are die cast, I'm not gonna sit there, strip it, and then repaint something that I'm paying money for. That's just insane. And the same thing for JD. JD is the black dude. I'd rather pay 45 to 50 bucks for him and Helen. But I'll come across them sooner or later. Maybe I'll go to a toy show and somebody may have them for like 35, 40 bucks. Or if I buy them both, maybe I get them for 65, 70. Versus me just picking them up on eBay for ridiculous money. Him, he was I paid up for him. I paid like 40. I think with tax and everything, it was like 57 bucks. He's not one of the hard ones, but he is kind of pricey, especially to get him in this condition. Like I said, he's in the same kind of condition all the other ones I have up here are. Like the Chinese kid or Asian, whatever the fuck he is, the father, the head guy. Then you got the baseball kid. You got the woman. She's not Helen. I can't remember their fucking names, all right? And then you got the something Scrubs, which is like the little fat, chubby, nasty looking bad guy. Then you got the female that go with him. You got Monkey Wrench. I know his name. Then you got the guy in the purple. Then the guy in the black and green. So the hard to find one for the bad guys is Clunk. And I ain't gonna say the hard to find ones for the good guys is Helen. It's probably JD. He's probably the hardest to find one out of them. But I don't know. I don't really give a fuck. But you know, I do like Bionic 6, and they go pretty decent with 3 3/4 figures. Somebody did ask me, you know, hey, would you go back? I mean, would you get the A-Team again, and would you also get the Dukes of Hazzard being at the 3 3/4? I'm gonna put it to you this way: I should have never got rid of the ones I had. Shouldn't have. I shouldn't have got rid of the 3 3/4 A-Team figures that I had, and I shouldn't have got rid of the Dukes of Hazzard figures. I did get rid of them to help support this, but I didn't have to get rid of them. So I'm just gonna leave it as that. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.